still order operations, just like we started yesterday. Order operations, and like I mentioned it yesterday, we have gems for us to remember. First thing we do are groups, then we do exponents, then we do multiplication or division, the same thing. And the last thing we do is subtract or add. So as a group, we can see groups in parentheses. That's one way of seeing it. Another way of seeing groups is in a fraction where either the top, the bottom, or both are not simple. So I notice that the bottom of my fraction is not simple, so that's a group. Like even though I don't have parentheses, that's a group. So let me rewrite this as 4 times 3 minus 10 over 2. Right, I simplified 1 plus 1. So that was a group. I don't have any exponents. Remember, exponents is the little number on the top. I don't have any. Multiplication, division. I see a multiplication sign there, and I see a division there as well. A fraction is division. So I have to treat them the same level from left to right. I know 4 times 3 is 12 minus 5. Right? 10 divided by 2. Keep in mind I copy the minus sign in between it. And then I just look. 12 minus 5 is 7. Right, the last thing I'm going to do is subtract or add unless it is in a group. Alright, looking at question number 2. I see a group. That's easy to see because I see a whole parentheses. Within that group, the rules start all over again. So I look to see if I have another group in there. I don't have any. I look for exponents. I don't have any. Multiplication and division. I see a multiplication there, and I see a division there. So the group itself, I'm going to call it 20 minus 1. Right, notice I did my multiplication and my division. 3 divided by 3 gave me 1. So within that group, I'm looking at the whole thing. 20 minus 1 is 19. Now, this times 2 at the end, let me just bring it down. So we're going to call that 38. Remember, the last thing I do is subtract or add, unless, obviously, it's inside the group. If we look at question number 3, the top of the fraction is not simple, so all that will be considered a group. Within that group, I have another group, so I have to do that group first. And I know 6 plus 2 is 8, so my top looks like 8 times 2, which is better known as 16. And then divided by 4, because you simplify the bottom, right? 6 minus 2 is a whole group. And then at the end, it looks like a fraction, but I know a fraction is division. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Right, so remember the order operations, groups, exponents, multiplication or division are done the same, and subtraction or addition are done the same. For multiplication division, if there's more than one, go from left to right. Kind of like how you read, from left to right. And the same thing with addition and subtraction. Go from left to right. Now, any question? 11? Looking at 11, I'm going to consider the whole bottom part of the fraction a group. Within that group, I see another group here. So the bottom of the fraction, let me call it 4 minus 1 plus 3. Remember, the minus 1 came from that group. It's all subtraction addition. I know 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 plus 3, it's 6. So just the bottom of the fraction is 6. On the top, let me just bring my 12. And then 12 over 6, 12 divided by 6 is 2. Number 4. Okay. Look at number 4. I see a fraction where either the top or the bottom of that simple. So that's what I'm going to consider a group. Let me call this 3 plus 8 over 2 minus 4. Right? Simplify the top of the fraction. So that was my group. I have no exponents. For multiplication or division, I see my fraction. That's division. So let me rewrite this as 3 plus 4 minus 4. Then the last thing I do is subtract or add. I think we can agree that's 3. 3 plus 4 minus 4 is 3. Any other questions? 10. I see a group. Within that group, I'm going to start my rules again. So I see no groups, no exponents. Multiplication, division, I see 1. So let me rewrite this as 2 plus 6 minus 2. Then the last thing I do is subtract or add. I know 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. So my whole group is 6. Now my times 2 outside the group, let me bring it down. 6 times 2 is 12. So, right, yes. 8. All right. Looking at 8, I see no group. I see exponents. 1 squared. That I'm going to repeat 1 2 times. So 1 times 1. So I'm going to call that 1. So I have 1 plus 18 over 3 plus 2. For multiplication or division, I see my fraction. So let me rewrite that as 1 plus 6 plus 2. And then addition, subtraction at the end, 9. Any other questions? 14. Looking at number 14, groups, I see that the bottom of my fraction, that's simple. That can be simplified. So I have 4 over 4 plus 2 squared. So I did my groups. Now for exponents, I see 2 squared, and then I know that's 4. So I'm going to write 4 over 4 plus 4. For multiplication and division, I see one of them. That's 1. 4 divided by 4. And the last thing that I do, addition, subtraction, gives me a 5. Any other questions? 13. Groups first. I see a group there, and then I see another group there. The first one is 1, right? 5 minus 4. The other one is 2. I don't want to just put them together because I don't want them to look like a 12. So I'm going to keep them in parentheses to keep them separated. So I have 5 times 1 times 2. When two numbers are put together, that's times. But I'm going to, for multiplication, I'm going to go the one on the left first. 5 times 1, and then times 2, 10. All right. Any other questions?